Hello everyone, I'm Aminata Kanbalde, your host for this edition, and I hope that we are all keeping safe and taking the precautionary measures that are essential for us to be safe. It is essential as we are coming back to what seems to be the new normal that we all abide by those measures to protect one another. Dear audience, I'm super excited to welcome you to this edition of the Ignition Hour, where we bring to you great entrepreneurs in an effort of helping you be ignited by their journeys and experiences. Whether you are young entrepreneurs or contemplating embarking on that path. This game changer that is the Ignition Hour is brought to you by Craving for Development, an organization that commits to equipping young Africans with the requisite skills that will help them be proactive, independent, and impact-oriented. Ladies and gentlemen, let's project ourselves and imagine an Africa where curiosity, commitment, and grit are the driving forces of our youth. At the Ignition Hour, we are on a journey to make that happen, and we are just getting started. Because our countries need more innovators and stronger entrepreneurs who are ready to do what it takes to challenge the status quo. Another projection that is worth doing is one where African youth are fully empowered, educated about the power of their nutrition as their primary medicine, about the introduction of sports in their lifestyle, and about the great assets positive Soulset represents to our wholeness. The topic of this afternoon's session is your lifestyle as your superpower, nutrition, sports, and a positive Soulset. In a world where energy is more valuable than intelligence, great vision needs optimum energy to execute. The prevalence of chronic diseases, inabilities, premature and sudden death emphasize the need for us to discuss the importance of lifestyle and come up with ways and means of understanding and owning a great and sustainable lifestyle. We all aspire to epic, long and legendary lives that have impacts on our countries and communities' development, and indeed, an active lifestyle and a healthy nutrition are essential in human capital development. The prerequisite for that epic life is the combination of the proper mindset, a calibrated health set, a loving heart set, and a positive soul set. To discuss all this and much more, we have in our midst two great entrepreneurs who are also role models, namely Madam Maya G. Nourroudine.
Hello.
Hello. Round of applause to welcome her.
Thank you.
She is the founder and the managing director of the Maya Nutrition. And we are going to have soon Mr. Brian Conton, who is the founder and the managing director of Physiotherapy. Their efforts are geared towards reinforcing skills and habits needed to feel and look good. With them, healthy habits will build up into second nature and last a lifetime. I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, that by the end of this edition, we will all be enlightened enough to build better and life-changing lifestyles. Thank you. Welcome, Maya.
Thank you very much. Sorry for I'm late a little bit because there was traffic. I'm so sorry, and for the audiences as well. I'm so sorry.
We understand.
Yeah.
Thank you so much and welcome.
Thank you.
Once again. Yeah. So Maya, as I said, is the founder and the managing director of the Maya Nutrition. she's changing so much, in Freetown. Everybody now is talking about Maya because she's making people, feel and look good once again. So, Maya, I just would like us to talk a little bit about your own challenges as an entrepreneur and some of the success stories you had.
Yes. Okay. First of all, let me introduce myself to you briefly. My name is Maya Nourroudine. I'm a precision nutritionist. What does that mean? As a precision nutrition, we are so specific about food glycemic index, how people maintain their eating during the day. Um, for a healthy lifestyle, not for people that are sick, just for normal people who wants to maintain a lifestyle, they should be taking 3 meals in a day: morning, afternoon, and dinner. And they should be taking 2 snacks, just for normal, regular people who are not suffering from any diseases. Taking into consideration people who are suffering from certain diseases have to go into certain diet plan to control their diabetes, control their kidney problems, control their liver problems, control their hypertension problems, and low blood pressure. So that's why precision nutrition is very important nowadays all over the world, because our essence is not for people to be in shape only, but for people to understand the concept of eating. Because nutrition is more than medicine for people that are healthy or unhealthy. Because by eating healthy food, there are so many ways that you'll be able to avoid certain diseases and genetical diseases. Yes, you can avoid it. So, briefly, don't want to make the the introduction to because I will have to explain step by step later on.
We'll dig deeper.
Exactly. Yes. So our essence as nutritionists, especially precision nutritionists, is to make sure that people start their life off having a clue of what is food is. Full stop.
Mm-hmm. So can we have a little bit of challenges?
Yes.
That you had along the way.
Definitely.
Yeah, and some of the.
Okay. Well, let me just explain about myself. I was not a nutritionist before. I have different major. I am a financial controller. Then 5 years back, I was overweight, went into depression, went into some personal issues in my life. Then I said, okay, why don't I start it with myself? Getting rid of the problems that I was going through. Then I said, I will start with myself to be able to spiritually convince myself that I can't stay in this way, because in the long run, I will really be sick. Then I will end up losing myself. That's how the journey started as a nutritionist. I was 75 to 76 kilos. Then I was suffering from uric acid, ulcer, depression, stress, and I was eating, binge eating. Binge eating means that emotional eating due to the stress I was going through. So I started from my own point of view, saying that I shouldn't be doing this to myself, because I will end being a sick person. Then I started saying, okay, why don't I change the whole lifestyle? Then I realized that as a financial controller, I don't like it. I'm just doing it just for living. But I love to be in the healthy field because I was a science student. Then my family encourages me to do nutrition since I was very clever in science. Then this program came in Canada. This is an elite fitness program in Canada. And my parents were very supportive. I started by working evening hours again, just to I work in the morning as a financial controller. At night, I work in a restaurant as a manager as well, for me to only able to complete my studies as a precision nutrition. Then I started with myself. Within 6 months, I was able to lose 17 kilos. Of what I studied, I comprehended on myself.
That's great.
So
great
this,
starting.
yes,
We'll dig deeper into that.
exactly.
But what's important here for our own audience, who now, whenever they're looking forward to embarking into entrepreneurship, are sometimes, a bit scared because of all the challenges. At least one tip we have from here is you have the ability to fund your own doings.
I did it on my own. You have to be ambitious of what you want. You have to have the inspiration as young youth people like you. You have to really work hard on making your own self. Love yourself, be confident, and try to build up yourself and always challenge yourself by saying that I can do it, because there's nothing impossible. And I was just, at that time, I was just 26 years old. I was 26 years old. You have to get a spiritual belief on yourself. And you have to work hard. There's nothing comes easy. But nothing, if you work for it, you won't have it. Everything in the world is easy to get, but you have to challenge. And how do you challenge yourself? Not by daydreaming. No. You have to challenge myself by moving forward, by working for your dreams, then your dreams will come true.
By taking action.
Taking action.
Thank you so much, Maya. I would like us to dive deeper into the conversation, and please, I would like you to define lifestyle in itself, because it's still a little bit vague.
Okay.
So if you can tell us more about what the lifestyle is.
Okay. Well, there is a lifestyle of healthy eating, and there is a lifestyle of controlling your stress, your problems, your daily sufferness, your daily routine. All is lifestyle. So many people ending their day suffering from what's had happened during the day, and they take it home with them. And when they take it home with them, they started implementing it on the family, and the thing gets worse. Lifestyle is how you put things in order. When you're at work, you make sure that you leave your work at the office. When you come home, it's family time. You have to give time for each and everything in your life. You have to give time for sleeping, because sleeping is very important for nutrition as well. It controls your heartbeats. It makes you happy the second day. It makes you less stressed. It's renew your white blood cells, which is important for immune system and attacks all the viruses and bacteria that will lead you to sickness. So all this is lifestyle. Maintaining a lifestyle also is exercising, going to the gym. If you cannot afford paying money to go to the gym, there's so many ways that you can have fun. You can dance, you can walk at the beach. Myself, I'm a salsa dancer, I'm a Zumba dancer as well. So I can have fun by dancing.
We will have some steps before the end of the
Yes, sure, I will do that. So, and that encouraged all the ladies and the gents your age to always say, yes, we can do it. Because we have time for everything. You have to have time to sleep. You have to have time alone with yourself. Each one of you here. With yourself. Loving yourself is very important, because if you love yourself, you'll be able to love others. If you don't love yourself, you won't be able to love your kids, your husband, your sister, your brother. You won't be able to love anyone. You start loving yourself as part of lifestyle. Then you talk about eating healthy is also lifestyle. Because when you eat healthy, you're making yourself comfortable. You're taking care of your skin. You're taking care of your oxygen. You're taking care of your heart and all other organs, and your reproductive system, and your blood circulations, and everything, even your brain. The way you think, it has to do with your lifestyle as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Maya, for that brilliant explanation. We are welcoming Mr. Brian Conton. Mr. Conton. Okay, a round of applause for Mr. Conton. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Mr. Conton is showing us that he's a sports specialist. Look at his outfit. This is great. It speaks more than words. Thank you so much for being with us today. So yes, as I said, Mr. Conton is the founder and the managing director of Physio Fitness, and he managed to be with us today, and that's a great opportunity we have. So, Mr. Compton, we went a little bit ahead, but I would like you to please, define for us what metabolism is, and then we go deeper into the importance of sports and stuff. So, what does metabolism mean?
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, good afternoon, and once again, I apologize for being late. Unfortunately, when you're an entrepreneur, you have to be everything and know enough about all of your processes and monitor them to make sure that things do not go astray. And Saturdays are only maintenance days, and we got caught up in trying to fix some machines that didn't want to be fixed. So once again, my apologies.
Accepted, sir.
Now, to your question, the definition of metabolism. There are two parts to living. There is one, the intake of food, the nutrition. The other part is your metabolism, and that is how that food is burnt up to produce energy. And the resultant of that equation, because it is an equation, food inputs, metabolism outputs, you subtract it, and the balance is what your body stores as fat. So your metabolism, some people call it your metabolic rate when they want to be more precise. Rate means that it can increase or decrease, and to a certain extent you can control it. Your metabolic rate is how fast your body burns up energy. Now, after the age of 25, the important thing to remember is that after the age of 25, our oxygen carrying capacity in our bodies reduces by 1% every year. Now, it's that oxygen that burns the sugar to form energy. So if we do nothing, we get less oxygen in our body, we are able to burn less sugar. That sugar builds up in our body and becomes what is known as diabetes. Every year after the age of 25, we're losing that ability unless we engage in some sports that develops our oxygen carrying capacity, our aerobic capacity. You'd have heard the word aerobic. But every year also after the age of 25, everybody loses 1% of a substance within the body called testosterone. Testosterone is the main substance in the body responsible for building muscles. It is prevalent in men, but it is also present in women. It is also responsible for things like hair growth, sex drive, your skin. It has a lot of different functions. So once again, if you do not do anything as far as exercise is concerned, after the age of 25, you're going to lose this ability. And these are the two main attributes that combine to form your metabolic rate. So by exercising in the right way, either the aerobic capacity, or that is the oxygen carrying capacity, or the anaerobic capacity to develop testosterone, you can affect your metabolic rate, how your body burns sugar, and how effectively you can function. So I hope that gives you somewhat of a definition of what metabolism, more precisely metabolic rate, is.
very clear, and I was fearing it will be a little bit expert language, but it's not. It's really something that we can all understand and relate to. Thank you so much. Just want you to know now about the practice of sport. Is it just something that people who need to lose weight or bodybuilders need to engage themselves in, or does it need to be something included in our lifestyles?
Well, a lot of people, that's an excellent question, because a lot of people say, oh, well, I don't want to have big muscles. Oh, well, I don't want to be a bodybuilder, or I don't want to be an expert tennis player. Why do I need sports? It is extremely important to know this, and if you don't take away anything else from this, take this away today. Children in their school going years, if 3 times a week they do not engage in activities that leave them out of breath, their lungs do not develop properly. So sports is an absolute necessity for the development of proper lung function, proper heart function, and also general circulatory function. Otherwise, you will face the consequences later on in life. So it's not just for sportsmen who want to be professional footballers, who want to be professional weightlifters. It is for everybody. It is the means by which our body uses to repair itself. We are not, as human beings, designed to sit. Sitting is a terrible position to be in. Your hips are at 90 degrees, your knees are at 90 degrees, you're stopping all your circulation, and it is that circulation of oxygen and blood that is going to clear out the toxins from your body and take away all the buildup of harmful things in your body and harmful diseases. So it is important. We are designed to run, we are designed to jump, we are designed to walk, we are not designed to sit. So it is extremely important for everybody to engage in some kind of physical activity. In fact, now in America, they actually have lack of physical activity as a medical diagnosis. So some of these things that you are seeing now, like diabetes, high blood pressure, they have become secondary diagnoses. But the primary diagnosis to people is lack of activity. So sports is for everybody.
I hope the lesson is well learned. So whoever wasn't practicing after this afternoon edition, I hope we are all gonna start, and finding out what is the most appropriate exercise for us, be it as Maya was saying, walking, swimming, biking, depending on what works better for us. Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Brian. So Maya, I would like to just go back to nutrition a little bit. So during this COVID-19 pandemic, we have heard a lot about food security,
Yes.
because of how people were, because of the lockdown, people could not travel, find raw materials and stuff. So we heard a lot about that, but little did we hear about, the importance of good nutrition for the metabolism, for your metabolism to fight against the COVID-19 in case you are exposed to it. Is it because of poverty that happens, or is it just because of lack of education around nutrition?
The two questions that you're asking, they're related to each other. First of all, lack of education in everything is very important for you to get a general idea about everything in life. Specifically speaking about COVID-19 in Africa, especially in Africa, poverty and lack of education is the problem. Although we don't have a majority or a big number in Sierra Leone, but yes, indeed we have COVID-19 here and coronavirus. Lack of education means people are not aware that there are certain herbs apart from the medicine, that in Africa in general, there are very important herbs people don't know of here in this country. Not only in Sierra Leone, but in West Africa, that can fight not only COVID-19, various viruses like moringa, ginger, honey. These are very important for COVID patients, and they're not expensive. They're found in the local markets. Plus, they can enhance your immune system to fight other diseases as well. These are very important for you guys to know that whenever you're feeling like you're having a cold, you're having flu, not only COVID-19, but any other flu, just make a mixture of honey, garlic, steamed onions, moringa, and have it with your tea. After 1 hour, you feel much better. This is I'm just giving you just a slight idea on apart from taking your medication, because it improves your immune system. It's very high in vitamin C, and especially I forgot to mention also orange. You add orange to it. It's very, very important for the coronavirus. Now, for the poverty, as you was mentioning, some people cannot afford to get the medication, but they can afford to get those herbs. That's what I'm trying to say. The medicine somehow is expensive, but those herbs that I just mentioned, they're very cheap. They're found everywhere in the local market. And turmeric powder, most of you know what is turmeric powder. It's a yellow powder. You can make a mixture of all this, the garlic, the turmeric powder, the ginger, the honey, the lime. These all are herbs that helps you to fight coronavirus. I'm not saying that the medication doesn't make a very big impact on the patient, of course, but with the help of these herbs, it enhances your immune system because it makes the body fight against the virus easier and faster because it increases your white blood cells that can attack the virus and reduce the symptoms gradually.
Thank you so much, Maya. I think it makes so much sense to all of us, especially after Mr. Brian explained about the metabolism and all. So your metabolism being strengthened by all the intake of all these ingredients makes your immune system strong enough to be able to fight.
Let me just add something to the metabolism as a nutritionist. As Dr. Brian just said, I just want to add something to it. Metabolism sometimes, if you are over 25 age, as you just said, some people can get a metabolism of just 30 years old and you're 50. And how? By the way you eat, by your lifestyle, by practicing, as Dr. Brian said, by living a healthy lifestyle, less of stress, and make sure that you take antioxidant products. I don't know if any one of you knows antioxidants. Antioxidant food, as green food, and vitamin C, vitamin E, and vitamin D foods. We'll talk about that later so that you will know, and they're available in Africa, that can help a lot boosting up your metabolism. Hence, you'll be able to lose weight. Hence, you'll be able to control your intake of food by controlling how you lose weight, as Dr. Brian said. All this food contributes of how do you maintain a healthy lifestyle and not to be able to lose to gain weight. If you want to have a stable weight, it has to do with your metabolism. If you want to increase your weight, it has to do with your metabolism. If you want to lose weight, it has to do with your metabolism and the quality of food that you're eating.
Thank you so much. So what is becoming more and more clear is that losing weight has nothing to do with the looks only. It has more to do with your longevity, with your health, and with your ability to even fight against so many viruses or sicknesses. She mentioned a lot of stress. I just wanted to ask you, Dr. Brian, what's the relationship between sports and stress, and also and reduction of stress, but also what are the types of sports that are very safe to practice and at what age?
So, two completely different questions.
Yes.
Let me deal first with the stress, because that is related to what I spoke about before. We spoke about testosterone, which is produced in the body. Now, those of you that know how the body works, there are always two parts to everything the body does that are used to counterbalance each other. The counterbalance to testosterone, which is a good hormone, is called cortisol, which is considered a bad hormone. Now, cortisol is produced by the body when the body is under stress. So when the body is under stress, it produces cortisol. The effect of cortisol on the body, it makes you store fat, especially store fat around your stomach, so that you protect your vital organs. It reduces your sex drive, it reduces your ability to reproduce, and it increases your blood sugar to prepare your body to fight, because the body interprets stress as you being under physical attack. And the counterbalance to this cortisol, which is very harmful, because you can imagine that if you are under stress all the time and your blood sugar keeps rising, your belly fat keeps growing, it can be very bad for your health. But the counterbalance to this is, once again, your ability to produce testosterone. If you produce more testosterone, you will bring down your cortisol. If your body produces more cortisol, it will bring down the testosterone on the other side. So that is why sports, exercise is so important to combating stress. It is your number one weapon to bring down your stress levels. And it doesn't have to cost you anything. So please, please, please find the different strategies that work for you. Now, sports has gotten a lot more complex than just going out and kicking a ball or even just walking on the beach. If you do that, it is better than nothing. But there's so many things you can do to actually address the specific different organisms within your body that work on producing specific enzymes within your body. So get to know what you can do, get to know what works for you, what you like, and do it. For me, I can't walk. I don't walk, I don't jog. I find it very boring. I find it very difficult to do. For me, I'm not a gym rat either, but I recognize that I have to ever so often go in and go build some muscle mass. I recognize that I have to build some aerobic capacity, so I play tennis. Some people, it's dancing. And I look at you very deliberately. Find what works for you and do it, and try and build your capacity and reduce your metabolic age. You had a second question.
I think you answered the second question. It's like, what types of exercises are appropriate and for what age? So I think mainly what you said was discover what works for you and what you love doing.
It's a bit of experimentation. Yeah. Nobody can do what they do not like doing. Mm-hmm. So you have to find out the various things, whether it's football, whether it's tennis, whether it's jogging, whatever it is, find what works for you and do it.
They have to avoid as much as they can the red meat. Okay? Because nowadays in nutrition we found out that red meat cannot be taken more than once in a week. Okay? Because it's harmful And they should be taking more of fish because it's high in omega-6, omega-12, omega-3, which is very good for the bone function, especially for older people. And red meat, why is it not good? Not only for older people in general. They found out that there's a virus on the meat, and that even if you steam it or you cook it, it sustains. Yes, it's remain on it. So that's why you have to just take it once in a week. And for chicken, it's better also. So I'm against people taking meat more than once in a week. That is one. Number two, I advise people to go for more prebiotic. Prebiotic things that are high in calcium. You can have it from the local market. Milk, yogurts, eggs. They're high in protein. You should be taking more of protein than carbohydrates. Carbohydrate, there are two types of carbohydrate. You have a complex carbohydrate in Freetown, and you have, which is better for you, and you have the refined carbohydrates, which is called the simple carbohydrates. This carbohydrate should be taken because they are very good for you to give you energy during the day. But
Maya, sorry for interrupting. Can we just break it down? Like, where can we find protein?
Yes.
And what is carbohydrates?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can find protein in meat, in chicken, in fish, in beans. The beans, those beans that we sell in the local market. The beans with the black eye, and with the lentils. All these are protein. They do have carbohydrate as well, but they have complex carbohydrates on them, not simple and refined carbohydrates. So which means they have a healthy carbohydrates, and they are good for diabetic patients, but within portions. As an expert nutritionist, if somebody comes to me and wants to do diets as a diabetic patient, I know the portions and how many calories they should be taking as a diabetic patient. They should be taking, yes, carbohydrate, but they should be taking more protein. Why? Because protein helps to regulate the blood sugar. Protein helps to build up the muscle. Protein helps to give the necessary nutrients, vitamins, and minerals more than the carbohydrate. Carbohydrate function is only to give energy, regulates the insulin level and the glucose level. You overtake it, it increases the insulin level in the pancreas, then it's converting all those sugar into fat due to the testosterone level if it's not functioning well. Especially when women, because women testosterone level are always lower than men testosterone level. Because women in general, they have the estrogen, level, always, most of the time low. That's why everything that they have from white sugar and refined carbohydrates, it do storage it into the body as what? As fat. So that's, we always make sure that ladies in the bat age between 25 to 40 to reduce the intake of glucose, which is found in candies, in chocolates, in biscuits, and we prefer they take it from natural products, which is fruits, potatoes, sweet potatoes, fruits like banana, pineapple, watermelon, mango, guava. These are the fruits that are available in Africa I'm talking about. And they're very nutritious. They're high in antioxidants. It contains carbohydrates, but the good carbohydrates. And it also helps to regulate the blood level, the blood sugar level. So let me just say briefly. Each one of us has their conditions. You might be slim, very skinny. You want to put on weight. In this case, you have to increase your carbohydrates and reduces your intake of protein. If you're obese and overweight, you have to take more protein and reduce your intake of carbohydrate. So each and every one of us has a special condition and a special situation. And if you are suffering from certain diseases, that's what I'm trying to say. And let me just say briefly something about Sierra Leone for people that suffer from diabetes that most of you don't know. Couscous is very good. Bulgur is an alternative of rice.
bulgur. I don't know if most of you know what's bulgur. It's an alternative for rice. Irish potato is an alternative also of sweet potato. It is better than the sweet potato. And
better than the
yes, yes, Irish potato. And also we have something that is called quinoa. I don't know if people know about it here. It's like a black bean, very small bean. It's high in antioxidants. It's very high in melanin, high in vitamin B12, B6, magnesium, and potassium, which is very good for diabetic patients. But all has to be taken in portion. It doesn't mean that if they're healthy, you take the portion that you feel like eating. Depends on how much calorie your body burns. If let's say this lady, she burns 1,500 calories at rest, not at friction, she's not doing any movement. If you want to lose weight, you have to take less than the calories that your body burns at rest for you to be able to lose weight. So each and every individual of us has a metabolic rates and calorie that your body burns, depends on your age, depends on your weight, and depends on your height, and depends on your body mass, depends on your water rates in your body. So all that we take into consideration. That's why it's very important to have a nutritionist in this country to give an awareness to people how to maintain their feeding, how to maintain their healthy lifestyle, not only with what to eat, and to a healthy lifestyle or the medication that should be taken with their food. There are certain medication that you take interferes with the food that you shouldn't be taking with your food. So that's why nutrition in Africa is very important. And we have malnutrition, as you know. So many people are not aware of that. There are certain necessity in this country that people are exporting out. They're exporting it out, and they're very beneficial for the country here. And I think due to lack of education, as you said, they don't know the beneficial of it.
Thank you so much, Maya, for that. Because I think most of the time we also look down at what we have, at
Yes.
our own local ingredients, thinking that eating an apple is more fancier than just eating black-eyed beans or stuff like that.
Now,
While
apple is a fruit.
no, I'm just saying what
Yes.
I want to say is we most often than not value more what we take from abroad than what we have
Definitely,
in
this
here.
country is very rich in so many minerals, and it's very nutritious, the food that is here. But because of lack of education, people don't know the importance of certain food in this country.
Yeah, thank you so much, Maya. We need to take a break.